Okay, Shady, so Sidney Poitier passed away Thursday. He was 94 years old. He was the first African American actor to win an Oscar award, and he left this earth with a lot of positive. He's a positive person and a lot of professionalism that he brought to the table for Hollywood. And he was from the Bahamas. He was born in the Bahamas, but he moved to Miami when he was a kid. Then he went to New York with $3. His dad gave him $3 to get on a boat to Miami. He didn't like Miami, so he moved to New York to become an actor. And I was reading that he didn't even know how to read. He didn't even have a high school diploma. And he was working as a dishwasher in a restaurant in New York. And this older man took him under his wing and would read the newspaper to him every day. Read the newspaper to him every day, and he learned. And he was 15 years old when he went over there. Imagine. And working as a dishwasher. I think he had a brother over there, but he then started taking acting classes, and then the rest is history. Because he couldn't read scripts, because he can't read, but he was able to with all that perseverance and with all those obstacles, and become one of the have all those
a legend.
Yeah,
really.
accolades that he won. It's amazing, And the first time I saw him on the movie, it's way before my time. 1967 is Still the Night with Archie Bunker. I forgot the actor's name. Where he's a detective from Philadelphia, and he goes into a town and they harass him. And this is during the whole, civil rights movement and stuff. But do you remember any stuff that he did?
Well, number one is I'm not that old, but secondly, I just want to say that I just remember when I was much younger, and that I would see him and hear about him, little tidbits, and I guess I'm kind of sad thinking that he kind of faded, and some stars do that, kind of faded out of the public eye so much, and I wish I could have seen him more as a real person, versus like the actor and being in actor mode, like getting on the stage. So I wish I could have seen him more as a real person.
Yeah, his last movie was The Jackal with Bruce Willis and I think Richard Gere. That was his last movie, but his last movie which was in 2000. He stopped acting, but he was very private, so a lot of people didn't really know him. But then Barack Obama gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, which is one of the highest that a president can get.
Highest honors, right?
And he gave him that, but I didn't know he directed Stir Crazy, which I like Richard.
Oh my God, I love Stir Crazy. That was it looked like we used to watch that all the time. It stayed on HBO, I guess.
Yeah, Gene Wilder and him, they had Richard Pryor had the great chemistry, But one thing that I would say about Sidney Poitier, he was a part of the civil rights movement, and there was a part where I think it was in Tennessee where these kids got killed, because of them marching back in the day. And he was a big part of that, and he did Still the Night that same year, and then he did Guess Who's Coming for Dinner with Audrey Hepburn, and he got a backlash from some of the African Americans, black folks, because they say he was too white, that he was pleasing the white people. But
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
That has been and we're not going to get too far off topic here, but that has been, and I think we should even have a session on that, have a segment on that. That's something that I used to hear a lot growing up, and as a kid, I felt really sad that other people who looked like me felt like exuding excellence or doing well or enunciating was being white. And so that really hurt my heart, even as a young person. I was like, why do my people, all the people in the world, my people, but why do the people who look like me feel like to do something correctly, or the way that's established by rules and guidelines, indicates being less than who you are?
Yeah, I don't like
so
that.
So that was really hurtful to me. So I can only imagine that him fighting through that and dealing with other people just as I have, who did not see themselves as worthy enough to show their excellence regardless of their skin tone or which neighborhood they came from,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
what culture they were from. I think that excellence is excellence, and that there's no color to excellence, and that. So yeah, I just had to. I'm sorry, I'm on a little soapbox. I had to just get that out there.
No, but you know,
yeah.
it's even with the Hispanic community, you know, there's or you know that don't want to be that stereotypical. Hey, yes, say hey, vato. Like no, you can be a professional. And he was the first one to ask for $1 million salary. This is in the '60s, and they couldn't give him that, but he got it through the residuals, the gross of the film. But after he heard about that, the backlash, he stopped acting for 2 years because he was hurt. He went to the Bahamas and chilled there for a while.
I feel like I remembered that. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, that's pretty sad because you have this guy that's not going to be a butler. He's not going to be a gangbanger. He's not going to be a thug. He's not, a pimp. He's going to do him, and he's going to be a doctor. He's going to be a cop. He's going to be, someone successful. He's going to be a teacher. He's not taking anything less. And I mean, for him to put his foot down says a lot about him. Like,
he created standards. He created standards for people that look like he and I, or any brown and black people.
Yeah.
He created standards.
Yep.
Which actually lifted the standards overall across Hollywood for people
there's
brown and black. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I just got some chills. I love Denzel.
He sets the bar.
Certainly. And so, but it's a blessing. And someone has to be first, Someone always has to be first. And he was such a great first. Would you say?
Yeah. He's a great first. And rest in peace. And shout out to the Portier family. And, that's a, great actor. All right, moving along to...
So I really want to talk a little bit about Betty White. I don't know how old I was, but I was watching like the original episodes of the...
Golden Girls.
Oh my goodness. The Golden Girls were lauded. I mean, so many people would just... The Golden Girls were everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think it's because... Could you connect? I think it was just about like you could see your grandma and her friends.
You could. Anyone could watch it. That was a great... series because you don't see elderly on comedy skits and that was great. Anyone can relate to them, and I used to watch it. I used to watch it with my dad back in the day, and it would be on there, and it was funny, they all lived together,
Betty White seems so authentic, it's so sad to know that she's passed. I mean, which I guess we all have that moment in day. 99 years old. So I mean, it's such a blessing to have had her. And to also have just seen her in her authenticity.
It's crazy because I thought she had passed away, but it was another actress that's similar. I forget her name. I was like, I thought she had already passed away. I did not know she. Yeah, Betty White.
Don't tell anybody that.
But she was a great actress. Everyone's grandma. She was very calm.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about. They had some people had put forth the Betty White challenge. And that was one of her great loves was pets and animals. And so the challenge was just pretty much asking people to give at least $5 towards any kind of animal humane type of situation, and or to even go out and adopt pets and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think pets certainly have their place in the world with us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all kind of see it a little differently. I don't necessarily want them licking nothing off of my table where I'm eating from because I'm that way. But, to have them in the house, running around, no issue with that. Playing, jumping on your lap, and just to try to support not just Betty White, but just her vision of seeing a place where animals were well and taken care of. I would just ask each one of you right now, anybody that's watching, just today, to donate $5 to the local Humane Society, to the local SPCA or something like that, or any other health organization regarding animals that to be a reputable organization.
There's a commercial with Betty White playing football. Have you seen that one?
I don't watch a lot of television.
There's a commercial. I don't know who did it, but where they're playing flag football, or they're playing at the park, with regular guys, and they're tackling her and stuff. And it was she catches the ball and she's running, and then they tackle her like a real, It was funny. I forgot the name of it, but here's a little video of it.
Mike, come on! Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
So Rick and DJ Quest 1 and I were trying to figure out, what were going to be the topics. And I was like, well, we cannot round this one out without talking about Ahmaud Arbery. And just when I remember when I first heard some of the details of this young African-American man jogging through his neighborhood, seeing a house that was, I guess, being rebuilt or having some construction work done to it. And, most of us have this side of us that's kind of curious. And so he goes into the house because it's open. Anybody could walk in. Mm-hmm. And there's video actually, and he just looks around, just, I guess, looking at the condition, how much work they've done or whatever. And so then he doesn't touch anything, doesn't take anything out. And he walks out, and then he goes to get back on his jogging path. And so there are these Caucasian fellows, a dad and a son in a vehicle, and they basically start hounding him, talking to him, trying to really harm him, and eventually they do harm him. And so you could definitely read more about it or watch videos online. But the thing I want to talk about right now is the verdict. So all three parties came back guilty.
Right.
And I guess the son and then the third party, not the dad but the other guy, I was just appreciative as a human that they said, okay, yes, I did this, and it took the son a while, if I recall correctly, but just finally saying, okay, yes, I did this, and no, Ahmaud did not do me anything, he didn't come at me in a violent way, he wasn't bothering me, we were the perpetrators, and now they have, life in prison. Thinking in terms of them asking, or their attorneys asking for them not to have life in prison. So the dad and the son have life in prison without the possibility of parole. And for some people, they might say that's too much. Because, and let me be clear, when I say too much, the fact of leaving them alive in Ahmaud Arbery doesn't get to still live. That maybe that's not going far enough. Some people may feel that way because his parents and his community no longer get to have his love and care and affection. And with the third gentleman, because of how he was indirectly involved and finally directly involved, he was pretty much at least telling the majority of the truth once they found him. And so they gave him life with the possibility of parole after serving 30 years. You go back to the Old Testament, you say an eye for an eye.
Revenge.
Yeah. And then we come to the New Testament, it's like pray to God and let him handle it. And so here we're at the mercy of the court. And so I'm not saying what is right or wrong, but what I will say is Ahmaud's mom said plainly that if they got life in prison, that was justice for her. So if that's justice enough for her, it's certainly justice enough for me.
Right.
And what do you think, Rick, about brown and black people being targeted and not being given the same amount of love in court and with the judges and and with the police officers as other non-brown and black people?
It's sad because a lot of brown and black people are in jail because it's always lopsided. Just like the gentleman that was a truck driver that killed those 3 people and they gave him 110 years. And it's good that in Denver they went ahead and reconsidered and gave him 15 years, which he should do half of that. But I don't even think he should do any. He wasn't drunk or anything. He was sober. But 110 years? You serious?
I mean, when something is solely an accident, you're not drinking, you're not driving, you're not.
His brakes gave out. You can't, and I know a little bit about commercial driving because I have a commercial license, and there is a brake check that you have to do in the beginning. You have to check your brakes. So I'm sure he did the inspection. It's just sometimes things happen, especially depending on what was in the back of the truck. But getting back to your question, yes, it needs to be fair. It needs to be, it's not, mostly white get 5 years, 2 years. That's it. Oh, you never.
Or no time.
Or no time.
You had enough money, get off. Like the boy was at in D.C.
The kid, he got no time. Self-defense. No time at all.
And it was no self-defense. You look at all the video, and none of that is corroborated. It's none of that is known. It's not.
He killed. The fact that he took someone's life is not okay. You can't. I mean, he was and I understand protecting your home or anyone breaking in, but he could have shot him in the leg.
Wait, no, we might be talking about two different things. I'm talking about the Caucasian male who was running around at the event where the people had the march or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying it was self-defense.
Why was a 16-year-old carrying that kind of weapon out in the street? Where were his parents?
Yeah.
And then will they be penalized, or is it gonna just go away like it never happened, like most of these cases do for the non-brown and black? As you were.
Yeah, it's not fair. These people need to take accountability. These judges, and even the jury sometimes, depending.
Who will hold the judges accountable?
Supreme Court, I guess
Who will hold? So if we have the three branches of government.
Yeah.
All right. But
the Congress.
Who will hold? Congress needs a lot of accountability right now.
Yeah, they're.
Who will hold the judges accountable without getting on the judge's bad side? So every time as an attorney you go in there, they slight you because you did something or said something and made them look bad. When do we take the ego out of the justice system? Which that sounds like a whole different session. Different meeting. We're gonna come to that.
We'll go back to that. I still think that there needs to be fair. Of course, it's not as bad as it was in the 70s, 80s, and 60s. Where it was really lopsided.
Oh, well, no, it's still lopsided, but it was way worse.
Way worse. They caught you with a bag of weed, they give you 10 years. Back then. Possession to, intent to distribute, which now weed is legal. So the people in jail that are still doing time for weed should be let out.
I agree. If people were incarcerated regarding marijuana-only charges should certainly be let out. And it's a miscarriage of justice if they're not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so just about Aubrey, just again, teach your sons, prepare your sons. But lastly, I want to say this, that I've known police officers, I've had friends that were police officers, and I think police officers are people, they're human. So that means that any police officer could have care, concern, interest in whoever they're dealing with, but at the same time, there's the other side of feeling like they need to protect themselves. But I would say that there has to be a lot of work done in the area of not looking at someone who doesn't look like you and automatically in your mind feeling as if, oh, this person means me harm because they don't look like me.
System.
If you are going to serve justly and fairly with an even hand across the city, across the state, across the town where you live, I believe first you have to find your ability to be fair and culturally compassionate.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Make sure you leave a message at the bottom, what you'd like to see more of. We can, have so much content, and so, we're willing to, do the great things to please you and make sure that we're on the same page. But anyway, make it a great 2022. Thanks for being here with your girl Shay T and your boy DJ Quest One.
That's right, the Drive Podcast, and see y'all next time. Peace.